Woohoo! I hope I'm live now. If you guys can't hear me, please tell me, because I was just having a world of trouble with all of my equipment all at once, and that was very frustrating. Okay, it's been one of those days where just nothing has wanted to work with me over the past hour, so I apologize. I'm here. Good night, good evening, everyone. We are going to color some mangoes. And by mangoes, I mean her. I'm going to get out my Copics. How have you guys all been? Anybody watching? Tell me how your Easter was. Mine was exceptionally awesome because I have an awesome family. But just this last hour after this all said and done, just everything has not wanted to work. Okay, so I think all I'm going to do is the W's for now. Let's get her done. Got my Copics. W1, 0, W3, W5, and W4. Organized. W1 is what we'll use. I have the song Chocolate Rain stuck in my head. Does anybody remember that song? It just will not shut up in that head of mine. Chocolate Rain. Alright, I hope that I am actually live and everything's working, because my luck tonight tell me it's not. Hey! What's up? Cool. Thanks, Charles. You're awesome. It's good to see you. You haven't been on my stream, and I haven't been on streams in forever. How are you? And yeah, the Boost campaign has been really super awesome. Good. Sounds all good. Woohoo! I am very happy so far. It's been kind of unreal. I had no idea what to expect out of it. So it's been a pleasant surprise so far. How was Easter? What did you do? Alright, let's see. Where should I begin? I think, by the way, on Boobs, I'm going to do a contest soon here, except that I have to make sure I abide by Kickstarter's rules of contests, because apparently they don't like contests. So I did that drawing contest for my Vampirella. That was, of course, Indiegogo, and there's some stipulations about what you can give away with Kickstarter and whatnot. So anyways, I love contests. I'm gonna have to do something of the sort, some kind of fun event, so that'll be coming. Some fun Boobs event with, I already have the prizes. It was fun for me to go already do that, so keep an eye out for that stuff. That is coming. I've been working on that for days. I knew you'd reach the goal. I didn't know you'd do it so quickly, though. Me neither. I was so nervous. It was really nerve-wracking, actually. The comic industry has been so up and down that I didn't know what to expect. I could have been, made $5. I could have made whatever it's at now. I had no idea. I was really extremely nervous. I was up for days, working on the campaign graphics. I redid it 3 or 4 times, and the 2 weeks before that, I was just non-stop working on covers. I did the Megapint cover and the Sirens cover just kind of spontaneously right before that. So I'm exhausted, honestly. I've been working really hard for weeks now, but I think it's worth it. People are having fun. The Boobs project is pointing in all the right directions for people. They're enjoying the jokes, and that's awesome. I'm about to reach out to some podcasts and stuff, and so we'll kind of see what traction that catches. I'm hoping we can get higher on the numbers, just out of sheer curiosity. You know, I really haven't tapped into the YouTube market at all. I just haven't done anything with YouTube for years now. So I'm going to try that circuit again. But I have had some bad experiences, you know that, with going on people's streams and stuff. So I'm doing it a little differently this time. And I've already told people, no, I'm not doing the YouTube thing. But I've started to change my mind. And I think I might hit that crowd up a little bit. But I don't know who that crowd is. Does that make sense? So I'm going off of people's suggestions and stuff and kind of going slow but steady. And I plan to kind of reach out again and probably do this contest on YouTube. I keep calling it a contest, but I don't know exactly what's going to be it. But it's going to be something. I have all the prizes and they're really, really, really fun. So I've been working on these prizes or gifts or whatever you will call them for like a week now. It's fun. Comics are supposed to be fun, right? That's what they're supposed to be. I don't think a lot of people have had as many good experiences as they should the past couple years, so I hope to help out with that. How's your writing going, my friend? Have you written anything lately? I have to say I'm a little superstitious and I keep weird superstitions. And this year is good year for me. I can't say that good year is going to be the same for everybody, but this is a year where I will have good luck. I knew that going into it. That's part of why I waited to launch the book until this year, is because this year is good year. There's good years and then there's bad years, and it kind of flip-flops. And I knew before the year would start that it would be good year. And I read a lot. You know, I like history and stuff. I read a lot about time and like the history of the clock and all that. And there are some cultures which consider March the first of the year, because the beginning of this year was still really crappy for me. And so I kind of want to go with that. I kind of want to stick with March being the first month of the year. Just think about it. Okay, September. What is Sept? Sept is October, 9, December. September, October, November, December. December is 10. November is 9, right? October is 8. September is 7. Thank you, guys. 7. They're not supposed to be the 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th months of the year, not according to their etymology. So time is fun. I like studying that stuff. The Gregorian calendar, was it the Julius calendar, where it was Julius, the month of July is what he's responsible for. July, August, and then Augustine or whatever, Augustus came in and he said that he wanted to contribute to the calendar, and he wasn't going to let Julius be the only one with the longest month. So that's where we get August, and they're both 31 days because it was sort of a competition. So anyways, long story short, I'm just going to go with March being the first of the year. I like that because I think there's some truth to that. You know, the winter is over, spring comes, and plants change and all that. And it's the beginning of good year for me. Good year just started. The year just started in my mind. So I have until this time next year for all my good luck. Maybe this will be a good year for me. Ooh, you're having one of your poems published later this month. Congratulations. That's fantastic. You know, I bought your book, she's had been about 2 years ago or something like that now. And there was one about a snail, wasn't there? A poem? I remember that sticking out to me. And I shared it with my son. He's going to be 14 this year. It's crazy. But we really liked your stuff, actually. And that's a compliment, for sure, coming from my kid, because my kid loves to read. So you should get your stuff published. You're definitely talented. I've always liked your stuff. That's a good feeling. Very much. Congratulations. Where are you having it published, I should ask? You don't have to say. I know it's live stream, but I mean, by all means, shamelessly plug yourself if you want to. That's awesome. I know you were kind of taking a break, weren't you, from writing for a bit? Yes. Oh, you're very much welcome. The Raven Review. Ooh, that sounds so poet-like with the Raven. Yes, my son is a big Edgar Allan Poe fan, and we just like that kind of stuff. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee. I have a total night schedule right now, so I'm trying to stay awake for the next few hours to get stuff done. Here's my photo reference, by the way, now that I put that down right in front of the camera. He loves Edgar Allan Poe. I just introduced him to Shel Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk Ends, a little bit ago. And, oh man, he's been so hung up on the Rick Riordan stuff. He does all this, these like Greek stories. What's that? The Lightning Thief, that one. And his stuff got into movies recently. But he started reading one of the latest books, and it was like, he was all, Mom, this is getting weird. And then he got really, like, kind of pissed because it ruined the book series for him. He thought it was as good as Harry Potter. But then he got totally turned off from the book because it was like a bunch of gay lovers and their polyamorous. It wasn't just gay people. It was like the gods were specifically in various sexual ways, like describing each other's bodies. And this is a kid's book. And like their different polyamorous relationships where they just dated like 8 people at a time. And it was just so weird. He was like, Mom, read this. And he showed it to me. I started reading it. And it was like, this man looked at the other man's physique and eyed him up and down with his rippling muscles, or just some weird stuff. And he's like, Mom, this is weird. I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, kid. Sorry, kid. It looks like Rick Riordan went woke, so he's mad about that right now. Wasn't really taking a break as much as working really slowly and being indecisive. Good way to word it. That's awesome. The Raven Review. I will take a look at that. You should send me the link when it comes out. Yeah, if my son says your stuff is good, then it's good. Because he's been reading ever since he was a little kid. He loves it. I was a reader too, so I get that. Shel Silverstein, Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, Sweeney Todd. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I know that is weird. It was weird. It was just like totally unnecessary. You know, like, okay, if this is an adult book and we're like interested in these sexual lives of these Greek gods we're reading about, sure, okay, well, that could be in there. But this was not. This is a kid's book. And like, why are we describing this stuff? So, yes, I have 3 kids, and the 14-year-old is my oldest. And then I have younger ones. I've taken a break in between each kid, a significant break. So I am spread all over the board with as far as kids and their ages. I'm a long-time veteran mom, it feels, and then I'm also a relatively new mom of the newest one. So yeah, I've been a mom for a long time. definitely been a mom for a long time now. I have the gray hairs to prove it. I was gonna say something. Oh, Sweeney Todd. We both watched Sweeney Todd the other day. It's cool because he's like right at that age where I get to introduce him to all the cool stuff. Sorry, gotta take a coffee break again. Hang on. And we spend like hours every day or every other day bonding over music and movies and books and cool things. And I remember that phase. It was a very exploratory phase where you just want to absorb all this media and you think it's really cool. I did that when I was that age. Not with my parents, but with another figure kind of took me on as like a second mother while my parents kind of went off and left me alone for several months. So out of the year, each year. So that's kind of like my foster mom in a sense. Her and I would bond, and that was really fun. So I get to do that with my son now. And it's a super fun phase. And we've been singing Sweeney Todd songs for a while. That's cool. I've been introducing him to musicals, which is kind of silly, but I grew up on musicals, so showing him that is like a piece of my childhood. And he can appreciate them. We were talking about the elements of like storytelling the other day inside of the music, and how like characters had their own theme songs. And I'd be like, listen, look, see, he's gonna come in and the music's gonna change. See how they do that? See how it tells a story with the music. So we get all into it and all philosophical and stuff. It's really fun. Sweeney Todd. Oh yeah, no, I guess there are two. You're right. I loved it too. You're talking about the same one, the Tim Burton one. I have not seen the old one, but wasn't that a good cast movie? I thought, with what's her name, Helena Bonham Carter and Johnny Depp. That was actually one of my favorite Johnny Depp movies. I thought he did a really good job as Sweeney Todd. It was very well done, and I don't always like Tim Burton movies. They're really hit and miss, but that's a good movie. I liked it. Very clever. And that's saying a lot because I don't really like talking about cannibalism and and murder. It's not like my hot topic of choice. So it had to have been really good for me to enjoy it, and it was. Normally I'd steer away from such topics. I used to like horror, but after I had him, actually, it's like he sucked that out of me. I no longer liked horror after I had him. It was weird, but I did. It's just my taste changed, and I haven't really watched horror movies since. So, but we like that stuff together. It's not actually that gory anyways. It's not that bad compared to other things. Concentrating slightly. It's awesome when you can share the cool stuff with the little ones. Yeah. Yeah, Tim Burton did change. Right. It's his new stuff I don't like. That's a good observation. I did not make that before. He did what? He did Beetlejuice. He's done a lot of stuff. But I didn't like his stuff with the newer things. I did not like the Alice in Wonderland movie. I did not like Johnny Depp in that movie. I just didn't like the character. Yeah, he's kind of dwindled from my list. I can appreciate his creativity, but meh. It's almost like trying to be punk goth kid sometimes. Some of his films want to be punk goth kid from the 90s that he like never left that phase, and it's kind of repetitive. Oh, he did Edward Scissorhands. I do like Edward Scissorhands. That was a movie I remember from back in the 90s. Which of the women am I drawing now? I am drawing Mangoes. So she has black hair, and I wish my webcam was just slightly easier, or I mean, not easier. Blech, tired. Higher definition, but it's kind of just is what it is. She's got black hair, and the way I decided to structure it was, I'm actually going to try practicing less shading this time, because I have been definitely shading a lot lately. So this is Mangoes. Ah! It's much closer to the camera, so see if you can, I can push it in there. She's always in a sitting sort of position. Then I have coconuts, but no one liked coconuts. No one bought coconuts, so she got the boot, so I could make room for other sketches. I got Peaches. She's the redhead. And then I have Passion Fruit, which also has black hair, but her black hair is almost like a purple. And she's always kind of a torso up in a passionate kind of pose. So these are what I have. Peaches always is kind of carrying the beer or some kind of friendly vibe. And then I switched Coconut's sketch slot with the Peaches and Cream. I just said, okay, well, everybody wanted Peaches. Peaches ran out fast. So I decided to do a Peaches and Cream slot. And I'm going to have her like pouring the beer, or like beer foam, Peaches and Cream, or the water, something like that. So they kind of stick with their own themes. But Mangoes is always kind of on her knees in a similar pose like that. Oh, Mangoes. Oh, that's okay. Mangoes, yep, Mangoes. And obviously it's a joke on the chest size, right? Like Peaches, Mangoes, Passion Fruit, and Coconuts. I was trying to think of these girls' names, and then it just hit me. I could do the most obvious thing. Since it's a book called Boobs, it's appropriate. It's funny. Ugh, coffee. Okay. So I'm going to try less shading, though, because I keep over shading, and I just want to try a little simpler. Oh, but I want to shade. I want to shade. I want to shade. I want to shade. What about just a little bit of shade? This is always how it starts. What about just a little bit, though? I know, poor Coconuts. I can show you Coconuts. I did change like a highlight that I realized I had off, so then she looks better. Oh, I can't even. I'm gonna screw up the camera if I try. She's right there. I think she's cute. She has a cute little expression. She's very happy, but no one bought Coconuts, and okay, admittedly, not all the sketches were sold yet, but it was very obvious that she was not selling above the others. So that's okay. I made a campaign adjustment. She's still in the story. She's still on the cover of I called it the Mega Pint cover. But as far as sketches goes, I guess people were more interested in the other one. Now I'm confusing myself. W3. W3. All right, just a little bit of shading. I promise, just a little bit of shading. Get myself into trouble with myself. When I draw on streams too, I draw really slow sometimes. I'm sorry. It's just that it's hard to do two things at once. Talk and draw. There we go. Okay, already shaded there. Don't overshade, Mindy. Don't overshade. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yoink, yoink, yoink. That's it. That's it. I think that's all she needs. I think. Okay, that's enough. Mindy, stop it. Okay. Done. Nope, I guess gotta go right there. Okay. My markers keep messing up right on their face, too, right on their forehead. Famous last words. For real. Okay, shading. No more shading, Mindy. I forget if this one's naughty or not. I don't remember. God, I want to shade just a little bit so bad. Okay, just like just a little bit, just right here. I'll try to stop before I get ahead of myself. Okay. Then I just want to shade just a little bit right here. Maybe right there. Stop it, Mindy. Okay, marker down. It's done. Don't need more shading. Okay, what did I do last time? I took a gray outliner. Oh, I just bought supplies. What did I do? Oh, yay. Okay, I bought new supplies. Man, you know what's crazy? Charles, are you having this issue where you live, where you go to a store and there's like no cashiers anymore? I went to the dollar store the other day and there was nobody in there to check me out. You could walk up to a screen. It's like from 1984. So weird. Walk up to a screen and your face is looking at you. It's a big old screen reflecting your face back at you, and you have to check yourself out. There's no one there. It's happening at all the Walmarts, all the grocery store chains are all replacing the cashiers with self-checkouts in mass numbers. Really, really weird. Really uncomfortably weird. I don't like that at all. You know, J.R. Tolkien, is it Tolkien or Tolkien? I don't know how to pronounce that. I always just read it in my head. Anyways, Cars came out, and he would not sit in a car. He didn't like cars. He just didn't like them. Didn't want anything to do with them. That's how I feel about all this stuff. It's exactly how I feel. Okay. Ooh, I need to get some sand in there. Don't forget the sand. Yoink. Okay. That's good. And we're going to do it. Yoink. Big, thick outline. Cool. Pretty. Tolkien, I think so. It is really eerie. Oh, and then on top of that, we were all walking to the car, and a big drone came in. Not just like some kids' Chinese-made drone from Black Friday. It was like a military-grade drone. And it came right up to us and hovered above our car in the parking lot. This wasn't at the dollar store. This was probably at Walmart or something. And that was really eerie too. It was really strange. It got right up in our face and went right above our car, hovered there. And it was like scanning everybody in the parking lot. And I think they have these new drone security systems. That's what someone was telling me of in these grocery stores. It's weird. It is so weird. Very uncomfortable. Tolkien. Do you like Tolkien? What do you think about him? Wink. All right, new pen. About to break it in. I could just do everything in pencil, honestly. I don't really like pens. Well, no, I do when I write, but not when I draw. I just really like pencils. Not an inker, not an inking kind of person. Yeah. I just read your comment. I know, I can hardly tell what's going on anymore either. Really, I've been thinking lately as in today and yesterday, about just, I wonder if this is, we're on a history repeat of just societies that have fallen in the past. I know you and I have talked about humanity at large, and I was trying to say that I was more optimistic last time we were talking on that note about the future. And I still have that optimism. I'm not going to say that I necessarily believe, say, that Jesus is coming, right, for the rapture. I still think, I think all the disciples thought Jesus is coming in their lifetime, kind of thing. I still think even if that was the case. And I kind of go, I'm still learning as far as Christian theology, but say, even without talking anything about Christian theology, end times could be for anything. I don't necessarily think that it has to be that, but there definitely is some societal catastrophe on the horizon, whatever that might be. And will we all recover? How will we recover? Things like that. I think about, because there's no denying there's just a lot of chaos going on right now, and I don't know what to expect either. But I look at it and I wonder if we're just on history repeats. And that's where my optimism actually comes in, by thinking, well, there are many empires that have, conquered other empires. Maybe they even had technology in the past that we don't even know about. And here we still are. So maybe it's not the end of everything yet. That we still have a ways to go. Or because otherwise, what else are you going to think? That all is lost. I try to not have total doomsday theories. I try to be very optimistic. But even if it is the end of the world at some point in my lifetime, if that's really what it's going to come to, at least I'm very, very happy. I would die happy because I love my family and I'm a well-adjusted person. But yeah, I mean, it's really there's a lot of really weird things going on. And the whole history on repeat idea, the founding fathers were smart, but they were also, in some ways, I've come to realize, dumb. They were great, and they were also there's a couple loopholes, for example, in our Constitution that I just am not sure how and why they missed it. And I wish, they must have been too busy arguing at the, what was it called? Oh, they had a name for themselves, started with a C. Now it's slipping my mind. They must have been too busy arguing to get a couple of obvious points missed. One very obvious point, which may just be the whole fall of America, is why do we have it where we can stick other bills inside of a bill. Like, why politicians constantly do this? They'll be like, here's a bill on education. By the way, there's like $1 million going to tree equity. What? You know, how is that legal? I don't know why the founding founders, in all of the brilliant things they thought of, ever missed that it shouldn't ever be legal to stick a bill inside of another bill. What? Little things like that I'm looking at now and saying, this is causing a collapse of our government and our politics, and the trust factor is not there with people anymore. How is this even happening? Why did the founding fathers not include this like little law, like day one, how to write a bill? You know, where did that come in? They were so brilliant in so many ways. Why did they not go over step one, how to write a bill? That frustrates me. Not a big Tolkien fan. I'm sorry, I've ignored your comments. I never finished Lord of the Rings either, actually. It was too much. I never had the time, but I really liked The Hobbits. And I love the movies. Early into The Return of the King. I love the stories in The Hobbit. See? But I didn't enjoy reading Lord of the Rings. Okay, see, what I'm going to do is stick my son on him. The reader, right? He's always looking for books to consume. So I'm glad I said something, because I need to go finish buying him the Fellowship, because I have the other books, so I don't have Fellowship, so he can read them, and then he is to report back to me what he thinks. So because I never finished it, I can make him finish it. He won't mind anyways. He goes through books so fast, so we'll see what he has to say. It not being the end, you agree with that? I think the way things are won't be the way things are for much longer. I agree. I see a shift in the wind. I do. I think lies always fall apart. I've always seen that happen in my lifetime, and I've not been the liar. I've been on the receiving end of many people's lies, and like just every single time, stupidity and deception always crumbles eventually. Like, the truth always comes out. I totally, wholeheartedly believe that nothing can hide for forever. So, I mean, there's just so much stuff going on with politics these days. It's hard to gauge what's going on anymore, but as time goes on, people aren't falling for it. Wow, my stomach grumbled really loud. Sorry about that. No, that was not a fart. I would tell you if it was. Politicians are full of it. I just don't know what else to say. And it's all like, I think the bankers are full of it. I think everybody's full of it. And that's where it's just not going to last for forever the way it is now. People aren't going to stand for that. 14 seems to be a good age for Lord of the Rings. I think so. I showed him the movies. That was something really fun we did together, and my other kids enjoyed that too. I forced him. He was totally willing to do it, so I didn't force him. But I made him. I said, you have to. You have to watch this movie series. I love this movie series. And I got to sit down with him and watch that a couple months ago, and that was fun. And I told him about all the behind the scenes that I've watched, and I really like the movies. I really do. The Lord of the Rings movies I think are awesome. I remember getting hooked on them when I was about 13, 14, and just thinking that they were super good. So it's cool. It makes me feel old, but it's cool to kind of relive that from my childhood. If the founding fathers could see what has become of this country, they'd start another revolution. For sure. I agree. I saw a comment on Facebook from somebody, I don't remember, the other day, and this whole like cancel culture stuff, all that stuff, the founding fathers would call that the tyranny of the mob. If you study their stuff, granted, I still have more to study from them. Like, I did not get a very good education in school. You know why? Because our education system sucks. And I grew up in Arizona. They have the worst education. They're like ranked number 48 out of 50. They're awful, and they've only gotten worse. But I've taught myself a lot of this, and I've taken like online courses, and I just like to read. So I've found out, I've learned so much more now that I've been out of school than I did when I was in school. And I also homeschool. So I'm very motivated to learn. And I've learned a lot. I can't find my dang W7. I'm trying to find my ink. Hang on one second. And my markers are duping me today. I can't find anything that I need. This was happening earlier. They're out to get me tonight. Nope, can't even find it. Fine. Fine, I'll do a W5. Okay. So the Founding Fathers, after all was said and done, like America was a really kind of weak country for a while. They were figuring things out. And then I think this is Jefferson. No, it could be, was it Publius? It was all the letters, you know, like learning about the wow, it's been a while, it's all slipping my mind now. Anyways, all the letters from Publius and Franklin, and Publius was a pen name, really. So basically, my point is, they were testing out all the laws, and they found out that people would like just change the legislation so fast and frequently, and that was chaos. That resulted in chaos. So again, I'm like, how did we even come to this, that these politicians are sticking this crap in the laws? They should have defined how to make a bill, because it's just so chaotic, and they found that out too, and they called it the tyranny of the mob, and they considered the tyranny of the mob, which they would say cancel culture is actually just as oppressive as a tyrannical government. It's the one and the same. They are equally as tyrannical. So now we just get to have both, right? We're lucky. We inherited tyrannies from both sides, I think, personally. They were, some of them anyway, were really trying to accomplish something noble. Yes, it's been gradually corrupted bit by bit. I completely agree. I have respect for them and admiration for them, and I think what they did was amazing. Like, to start a revolution, and then all odds also being against them was really something. I'm not trying to smack talk them. I've held them in high regard for many years, but I've been thinking, like, who didn't specify how to write a bill to where these people could not get past that? That was a major flaw. There's like 2 or 3 major loopholes that I kind of figured out with the Constitution, and that was one of them. And it's because of that loophole that I think it's been bit by bit corrupted. So they did a really, good thing, and they made a lot of really awesome, legislation. And I love reading the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. But then there's like a couple of places I'm like, dang it, I wish they would have just done a little bit better there. 2 great tastes that taste great together. 2 great tastes that taste great together. Oh, I missed what that reference is from. I was busy talking. 2 great tastes that taste great together. Man. There we go. Tyranny of the mob. That's a real thing. And why didn't they, I mean, I guess maybe it was already written at that point, but to know that people would just change legislation to fit their every whim, I don't know how we made it from there to here without more being done to correct that problem. I guess I gotta go do more reading too. Maybe there is a reason why. I just don't know the reason. But that is a major flaw. That's really how so much corruption, I think, has happened. If you're gonna write a bill, it needs to have one title, no less than like 3 pages at most, And the title of the bill has to be exactly what the bill is about. It can only be about one thing. And everybody is required to read it before they vote on it. Why is that not a thing? How are these politicians, they're always complaining, like, I didn't even read that bill. But I just had to go in and sign it. I didn't have any time. It's like, why the hell are you signing that thing? Who is forcing this through? Why can't you just stop it and read it? And if it's like too much, don't just do it just to do it and be dumb. What's the point of a constitutional republic? Where's the representation if you don't even know what's in the bill you're voting for? That is dumb. It was in reference to the tyranny of the mob and of the government. I thought that's what you're talking about, but my brain is a little slow today. Yes, two great tastes that taste great together. This is true. They feed off of each other. The whole equity for trees. That's just ridiculous. Okay, so I like the minimal shading kind of thing. I'm going to try to keep that going. I gotta open the marker again. I gotta watch myself. I get carried away. Watch it. Not too much. Not too much. They shouldn't be allowed to do that. One bill, one title. Everyone is required to read it, and then they should have like an oath, like, do you hereby certify that you understand the contents of this bill? Why is that not a thing? Why is that not a thing? I don't know how you can have a functioning government without that being a thing. So I don't understand that one. I think that the Founding Fathers expected people to have more common sense than they do, and they just didn't ever think that it would get this bad, that people are just idiots. But especially, the politicians. But it is that bad. It is that bad. And they did know, though, that you can't have a functioning country or a constitutional republic with idiots. So if anybody that has any, desire to see this country fall, they would, of course, attack the educational system, because constitutional republic, they said it in their letters. It was very widely public available information. You can't have a functioning constitutional republic without common sense. I think trees are people too. They think by the time they realize it was something that could be exploited, the people who are exploiting it wouldn't allow the loopholes to be closed. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that the timeline you're probably correct. Because people were being a little tyrannical. And so I bet you're right. I bet you the time had passed. And what are the dang documents? I just can't remember the name. A very famous, starts with an F. It's the letters. It's right on the tip of my tongue. And I was getting into them, and then I stopped, and I didn't finish. Because then I started this campaign. And I got busy. What? Federalist Papers. Yes, the Federalist Papers. Thank you. That's how I remember things I can't remember. I try to say them. Yes, the Federalist Papers. Thank you. That's what it was. I'd even give them 10 pages for their bills, but 10,000? Hell no. All the rules you've listed. Wondering why those aren't laws. Yes, right. Corruption and complacency. I think so too. If you like reading about this stuff, man, for homeschool, with my kid and I, I've discovered this gem, this very interesting gem of a document. And so I will forward this by saying that I got nothing against Catholics. In fact, I was even going to the Catholic Church a little bit last year, poking around, doing some discovery. But this very interesting document is called A Vow Against the Catholic Church from, and it's not written by him, but it quotes him. It's written by someone else, for Abraham Lincoln. It's all about Abraham Lincoln and their basically proposal, given the evidence, that the Catholic Church, basically the mob of the Catholic Church, who were the Jesuits, who still exist today. This Pope right now, he's the first Jesuit Pope. And they're very strange. They like all that transgender stuff. Like they're just very non-traditional. And a lot of their schools have that stuff included in that as their curriculum. They're just not traditional Catholics. And they've been around for several hundred years, also doing strange things I've been reading. Anyways, the Jesuits, this guy thinks, killed Abraham Lincoln and started the Civil War. Kind of an outrageous claim, but the document is fascinating, and some of the quotes from Lincoln are like, or just will blow your mind. I did not know, of course they don't teach you this in school, I did not know anything about some of the things he said. They were very interesting quotes, and this was written a long time ago. It's a very old document. You can Google it. You can go to Google and type in a vow against the Catholic Church, by or about whatever, from Abraham Lincoln, and yeah, I mean it's a really interesting read, and he's saying some things that are resonating so true to today. He called out the healthcare system, for example, Abraham Lincoln, as he thought there are certain organizations, like kind of like the World Health Organization of the day. It was kind of like that. He was talking about, he thought there was corruption from within there that we would see, and he said not in his lifetime or his children's lifetime, but the next one he thought would be seeing, which is now, I believe, or very close to a very close estimate, would start to see these things really unearth themselves. And he said there's a sort of divine ongoing battle that has been since the dawn of time and will continue for as long as we exist, of, he calls it the divine right of kings against, I forget the terms he used after that, but essentially free men, that whether we're going to be ruled by an elite group of essentially monarchs who demand, us as slaves, or whether we're going to continue to exist as free men with rights as humans. And that this is a battle that's just the human battle. It's so cool. Very well spoken, very interesting things he said. And apparently, so check this out, if you're not bored of my history. So Lincoln was defending this man, because Lincoln was a lawyer, right? And this man was innocent and declared innocent in the end. And this case was brought against him by, who was it? So basically the Jesuits were involved, and it was a priest, this corrupt priest, that was trying to get this woman to say, kind of like a Me Too Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, it is super interesting. That this guy, who may have also, no, I don't think he was a priest. I don't know who he was. I don't remember. Chiniquity or something is his name. That this guy was inappropriate with her, and she was trying to get him in trouble. That was kind of the gist. Those were the charges filed, and then she admits later she was testifying, or someone testifying on her behalf because she fell ill or whatever, that it was the Jesuit priest which actually bribed her to say these things about Mr. Chiniquity or whatever his name is, and that they weren't real charges. And then during this time, the Jesuits were like following Lincoln like a mob, and showing up with their car and following the witness and like intimidating the witness. And they didn't want it to be revealed. And the things that the lady said, the priest said, were like, oh, it's the whole indulgences thing. It goes back to the indulgences, which I can understand the Catholic argument. I can understand the Protestant argument that there's this kind of like ongoing battle that they sell. Oh, well, Catholics sold indulgences as basically bribed people with things. Like, oh, buy this thing and it will buy you into heaven. And that goes back like way to like the 1600s, 1500s, there's a lot back and forth. But actually this, I think, is probably a deeper secret about that people probably don't know, probably don't understand, is apparently back in Lincoln's day, there was like a mob Jesuit group supposedly selling indulgences to people to apparently take up, false charges against someone else, and that's how they were using the indulgences. So I think this might get masked under the whole like Protestant versus Orthodox or Catholic debate, but supposedly this priest was all this lady was like, I don't want to lie about this, dude. That would damn me. And the priest goes, oh, well, but see, who is it responsible of absolving you of your sinful behavior but me? And so I can forgive you, and you will not be doing such a thing. So you go, oh, the plot thickens. Then these Jesuit guys show up at like their hotel room before they're going to testify. Sorry, I'm drawing really slow. I'm just so involved in my storytelling. The next day at court, they don't appear. The Jesuits do not appear in court. They just bounce. They leave town. So the man, Chiniquity, whatever his name is, he is declared innocent, free to go of the charges. And Lincoln looks at him, and he starts crying. Not Lincoln, the Chiniquity. He starts crying as he looks at Lincoln. Lincoln says, why are you crying? You just got declared innocent. You're free to go. And he said, I'm not crying for me, Mr. Lincoln. I'm crying for you because you just signed your death warrant. They're going to come kill you, Mr. Lincoln. Woo! Mind blown. That's like the first 6 pages of this document. And I have about 30 more to go. They think that they were all influencing in the war. I don't even know, because apparently there were a lot of factors in the Civil War that didn't make sense, people said. And so they apparently tie this all into like how this is all related to the Jesuits and the corrupt healthcare system and all that. I don't even know, because I haven't read it. But man, is it an interesting read that I suggest people, check into. Because how are we going to know any of this history if we don't actually try to find out? Like, we trust the public education system to tell us these things? I don't think so. So I think there are deeper secrets to be had. That really just blew my mind. Very, very interesting stuff. I don't know what all happened, but I suggest we all look into it. Now, I know I got to get into the face details, but I'm getting so sleepy that I don't want to screw it up. Oh, it's already midnight, so I'm kind of thinking I should save the face for a day when I'm a little bit more awake. Maybe tomorrow, as the face is so important not to screw up. And oh god, I'm exhausted. I've been moving furniture, trying to make space. I totally reorganized several rooms, so did my husband, to make a shipping station for all these books I'm going to ship out soon, and to do more of this stuff. So I've done a lot of physical labor the past couple days. Check this out. This is bull crap. No green. Look at that. These 2 nice pencil sets I have, no green. Who does that? Who sells pencils with no green? What do they have against green, man? Too few people seem to want to be free. I know I've read your comment in my head 4 times, but I haven't said anything. Yes, it's true. It's true. But I think actually, how we were talking about, I don't think it'll last forever. Well, I think that people are starting to realize what freedom is, and that's changing the wind a little bit. Hey, Remy Q Studio! Sorry I'm late to the party. It's good to see you. I did this, and I've been talking about Lincoln and the founding fathers and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm getting tired now though, so I'm not going to stay for too much longer. I almost just want to call it good on this sketch. Maybe I'll do some sand at the bottom, but I just feel myself mentally slipping because I'm tired. And when I do that, I make mistakes. So I'm going to save her face. I did the shading, and look, I did less shading. Are you proud of me? I hope so, because I was trying to not overshade this time. Mangoes. And so she's mangoes. I was trying to think. She's usually... Well, I was thinking about drawing with her with mangoes. That's what I was going to say. So maybe I should put some mangoes or beer at the bottom. I haven't decided. I'll just put a little bit of shading on the sand, and then I think I got to call it, because I'm slipping. I'm sleepy. Very sleepy. These are what I'm doing for the sketch cards. By the way, I should shameless plug. I am just cutting them like that on my sketch paper because I don't know, that's how I decided to do it. So these sketch cards, I have like 20 more to do. I will show off what I've done, although it's kind of hard to sneak it under this webcam. But I've got peaches. Why don't I take it out of this thing? Then I can show you. I haven't cut them yet. This is my most recent passion fruit. Passion fruit. She's purple. She's got a little purple tinge in her hair. Peaches, you saw. She's always got beer. She's got that orange peaches theme, peaches color, of course. This is mangoes, the other mangoes I have, so she is also mangoes. And then coconuts, but coconuts, no one bought coconuts. So she just gets to be happy by her lonesome for now. And I still have yet to do a peaches and cream. So I've been so busy working with trying to figure out like a contest, talking to people about podcasts, talking to lots of people, moving stuff, physical labor. This is the first sketch I've done in like 3 days. I've been trying to do a sketch a day, and I thought I would have a lot more time to YouTube. Turns out no time to YouTube for me. So I'll try to get on more frequently. I think we ran a Kickstarter video like 12 times on different live streams. What? How did I miss that comment too? Really? That would be awesome. Remy, will you send me like a link or drop the link? That's fun. That's so fun. Yes. So I was talking to some I don't know what you would call them, like SEO people, like promotion people too, because it's hard for me to do everything. I've done this whole campaign now without any help from promotions, like professional help or yeah, I mean, it's just been all me. And I'm getting bogged down with work. So I started reaching out to see if people could help with promotions that do this kind of stuff. And I had no idea that anybody was really putting it on live streams. That's hilarious. And they said, well, would you like our video service? Some of the people I talked to, no, I just gotta keep that video though. I was like, no, I'm not willing to change the video. I need your help sending my link out maybe. But no, I'm not touching that video. So you have no idea. If you don't dig that video, then you're not gonna like the next one, because the next one's even more ridiculous. And all these people have been sending me all these boobs videos, so I'm gonna mash them together and make a funny. You just gotta see what's coming. And now my husband, he's all like getting warmed up to the idea. We're having fun together, writing these books, and we have another title that is just as hilarious. If not, I think even more funny. I've been just cracking up lately. We've been putting together these other titles. We have like 5 titles we could put out, but it's just a matter of drawing it. So I really like marketing. I like designing things. So I'm going to carefully craft them. Like each one of these books is very well planned, well thought out, instead of just, as opposed to slapped together. So these titles will come out slowly, like 2 a year. The second issue of Boobs will release in a couple months. But I can't wait for some of these other titles. We'll probably do about 8 issues of Boobs, take a break, do one other title, and go back and forth for a little while. The Boobs trailer is fire. Yeah, that's so awesome. Thank you for playing my video too, Remy, by the way. That makes it all worth the while. I'm glad you guys like it. I can't watch it with a straight face. I remember running in and I showed my husband. I was like, you have to just look at it. And he went, oh my God. It's my voice saying boobs too. It's my voice. I just lowered it really low. It's fun. Last Thursday, my friend and I talked about it a bit. Oh, yay! Okay, so were you who was talking on Instagram? We also ran it a few times during our Saturday night hangout. Everyone seemed excited. Awesome. Thank you. My inbox is so slammed. I was trying to find who I was talking to on Instagram. It must be you. It had husband and wife podcast on Thursday. So that's got to be you. And I couldn't find you on Instagram. I couldn't remember your handle. And my messages are just, it's just like, I got so many in there now. I can't keep it straight. I wish I could save messages in Instagram and come back to them instead of scrolling and losing them. I was looking for you. That's so awesome. Thank you so much. Whew. All right, guys. I think I gotta go to bed. I am falling asleep. I've even been having an issue where caffeine has the opposite effects, and I drink coffee and I go to sleep. It's sad because I love coffee. So I'm gonna call mangoes good. I did shading. I'm gonna mess up if I try, and then I'm just gonna get frustrated. So I'm gonna put my supplies away and try to sketch again as soon as possible, but it's hard to do everything. Like I said, I'm trying to kind of rework my project management schedule surrounding this book so I can be on top of podcasts and videos better, but not have to actually do it like I'm doing, where it's just like late at night. I'm going to try to figure out a better schedule. Save this pencil, save this, otherwise I'm going to lose it. Save that too. Ooh, a little trick. If any artists are watching or going to watch this stream, which we're randomly talking about history and silliness, the end of the world. Blue pencils, by the way, very helpful. You can see like the blue underneath. Chad Harden actually taught me this trick. He's a Harlequin artist. I haven't talked to him in many years, but he uses a pink pencil, and pink actually I dig too. I just so happen to have this blue one, but sketching first with a colored pencil. Make sure you get a pencil that's actually not an actual colored pencil. It's got to be like one of those artist grade ones. They erase better. That's how you get really nice sketches like this, is you do it first and then you do pencil, and then you do ink. So 3 steps to it, not just the pencil. If you do it just with this lead pencil, it doesn't look as clean. So a little tip. Awesome job on the sketch. Thank you. I'll make sure to check out the rewinds. Cool. Well, I hope you do. Oh no, I just put my pencils in the wrong pocket. See, I'm making mistakes. I gotta go get some rest. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you being here. And thank you again for the podcast. I need to go. Send me a link again, please, if you will. Or can you send me a message on Instagram so I can find your message again? And then I will write down your username and like email it to myself so I can find you again. Because I just got you lost and I was trying to find you, but you got lost. And then I went, oh no. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining me. You must all sleep. And I guess I will talk to you next time. I appreciate y'all being here. It's just Ugh. I call you Charles. It's good talking with you too. Good stream. Peace hand, purple, blue, peace. Thank you. Oh, I gotta get some sleep. Definitely check that out. That link, I'll send it to you later, Charles. I'll send it to you. All right, the Abraham Lincoln one. All right, peace out, everybody. Have a good night. I'm gonna go night-night now. Take care.